Happy Saturday morning, everybody. I think it's 12 o'clock. It's lunchtime. Lunch with Lenny. All right, everybody. We coming out front. We got the big snowstorm moving in. I'm going to bring the generator down here. I got a neat little heater. I expect the electric to go out because they're talking about big ice. And I'm laughing because what I heard just now was not big ice. I heard big ass. That's the way my brain works. So anyway, yeah, we looking good here. Still got a little remnants of Gretchen Wilson's lights being left up all year long, but we took the lights down, and so yeah, we looking good here. All right, everybody. Lunch with Lenny, coffee with Kenny. Today's subject matter is once again 3 days in a row, Brother Mike. I was talking to Mike last night, and I said, I'm a little bit like Robin Williams. Sometimes I'm funny, but I'm very smart. Hey, they say what you think is what you are. So if I think I'm smart, I'm damn smart. Brother Mike said Robin Williams, all his content come from news of the day or what people are thinking. So the conversation is this. A lot of people, they're saying, Mike's 65 years old. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know if he should be jumping right in that race car. So I'm going to de-bullshit it. Did you know that the word de-bullshit come from Andy Petrie? And here's how it started. I was, and I think time has gone on long enough where Andy's not going to get mad at me. Hi, Andy Petrie. Somebody will tell you about this. So I got to give credit where credit's due. Andy Petrie was saying, my God, we'll just de-bullshit this right now. We were at Daytona, and my crew chief was Jimmy Elledge in the Square D 55 Cup car. I think it was the July race, and we qualified like not good, like almost 30th. And my crew chief, Jimmy Elledge, told Andy Petrie, it's the motor. Well, Andy got pissed because Andy builds the motors. And, you know, boy, if you want to start a fight in NASCAR, just say it's the body, and then the body man's mad at the crew chief, or say it's the motor. See, in NASCAR, all the departments are like, it's like a civil war. You'll start a fight in the garage, at your own garage in a heartbeat. All you got to say, well, the crew chief doesn't know what he's doing. And then it's like, well, then the motor guy don't have enough power. Then the body, well, that's the way it was. It's not that way much anymore with this new next-gen car. So anyway, Andy Petrie said, well, by God, what do you think we ought to do? And he was reared up. He was pissed. Jimmy Elledge's dad built the motors for Ward Burton. Remember Bill Davis? You remember Ward Burton won those races? And so anyway, Jimmy Elledge's dad built some killer motors. So Jimmy Elledge looks at Andy and says, we'll just go put one of my dad's motors in. Well, by God, just do that. Because that's the way Andy talks. Andy be laughing at this. By God, we'll just de-bullshit this. So, you know, it's kind of like dun, 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 dun. You know, and you watch those Dale Jr. downloads now, and the rest of the dun, dun comes out. So anyway, we take the motor out of the car, and we put the Jimmy Elledge, we put the Elledge motor in the car, and we go second round. It qualified like fourth overall. Although it was nice winning, you know, the little battle, it was like, Jesus, what have we been qualifying with all year long? It kind of puts you in depression. And all I could think about was Andy saying, well, by God, we'll just de-bullshit this right now. We took Andy's motor out of the car, put in the Elledge motor, and went like Oh, Jesus, almost a second or more quicker. By God, we de-bullshitted that. And of course, I never told the story because that's not smart, because I'm always the middleman. I always fix problems. So that's where de-bullshit comes from. All right. Now you know. Maybe one day we'll put that on the Kenny Wallace show. And that's one thing I really like about Dale Jr.'s download. Well, just stop and think about some of those people that kept those secrets to themselves, and it hurt them. But, 15, 20 years later, it comes out on Dale Jr. download. But those people accepted making themselves look bad all those years because, you just didn't want to mess everything up. You just had to, eat shit, basically, is the way it was. You ate shit just to keep a job. So my career was a little bit like that, but when those drivers got hurt, I got in their cars and I hauled ass. And that's the reason I was able to keep my ride for so long. Ernie Irvin got hurt. I got that son of a bitch and hauled ass. Steve Park got hurt. I got in that son of a bitch and hauled ass. So that's why I was able to run 905 races. So that's the backstory of, by God, we'll just de-bullshit this right now. And we did. I won. And Jimmy Ellinger did too. All right. We're going to follow up here with something. Everybody, we're going to de-bullshit this right now. Everybody, not everybody. It's like I told Mike last night. My content comes from the 2%. 98% of the people, they're awesome. It's that 2% that give me the content. I see them. So we had a smart ass on X, and he's like, I don't know if that's a good idea about just letting Mike drive a car. And I almost wanted to put the more you know. The commercials years ago. You're a smart ass, and you're like, okay, dummy, the more you know, knowledge is power. So did you know that to acquire a NASCAR license, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, the best. If you're going to go to Daytona this year, you know what you got to do to get your NASCAR license? You have to go through a complete physical. Yes, you got to go through a physical. By a doctor, get your eyes checked, get your blood drawn, look at all your sugar, you have to put an EKG on you, look at your heart rate. So for anybody to go to Daytona and get your NASCAR license, you just don't give them 10 grand and go, give me my license. That ain't the way it works. It's a little bit like the DMV. You got to pass a written test. You got to have your eyes checked. But in NASCAR, they do it right. And I'm going to tell you what, that's one reason I'm so physically fit to this day. When NASCAR years ago, I raced the NASCAR when you didn't really have to do nothing but take an eye test. And then all of a sudden they said, oh no, we're going to start doing physicals. Because, some drivers get out there and they have a heart attack and they got a weak heart. And they mask it. Look at the story with Dale Jr. telling you all. Remember my buddy Dale Jr.? He ran a couple races, concussioned. And he tells the story. And that book's out right now. Katie Mast, Rick Mast's daughter, she's on X saying, boy, I just read that book. And something else. So you can't mask anything. It's hard to mask if there's anything wrong with you nowadays. So Mike Wallace will go through a NASCAR physical approved. He'll go to a doctor. NASCAR's got the paperwork. NASCAR sends you the paperwork. I did it. And I pay attention to my blood work. I get my blood drawn every year. And I sit down and I talk with my doctor about it. So for Mike to go to Daytona, he's going to have to get a NASCAR physical. And it's going to be a complete physical. Blood work, EKG, heart regulation, eyes. The more you know. So today we de-bullshit something. All right now. The more you know. Have a great Saturday, everybody.